Hi, I'm Robin, and welcome to this video which introduces Alpha Tracker release 41.6, which is our summer release for 2025. It's actually quite a big release, 400 or so changes. We've called it the point release because we didn't want to take the gloss off release 42, which is coming later in the year, which is an even bigger release. So 400 or so changes this time. Let me talk you through them, or at least the top 5 changes anyway. You can find out all the information you need, by the way, either on our UK website, Alpha Tracker Co UK, or our Australian and New Zealand website, which is alpha-tracker.com.au. So if I go to our UK site and look at the latest release page, this is where you'll find all the information you need, including the release highlights, which is what I'll run through you now, the PDF of the highlights or the release notes themselves, which you can either download as a PDF or you can flick through on screen, all 22 pages of them. So let me show you the top 5 changes that we've introduced this time. So the first one is an important security change. You'll notice when you go to your profile picture top right that you've got a new setting here, a new option for MFA preferences. MFA, multi-factor authentication. This means you'll need your phone as well as your username and password to be able to log into Alpha Tracker. You select the MFA preferences, choose which authenticator method you want to use, and when you log in you'll be prompted for a code which your phone will give you. This gives you a really important extra layer of security on top of the other features that we have, including of course single sign-on, which many of our larger customers are now using. So that's number 1, multi-factor authentication, highly recommended for all clients, especially if you're into things like Cyber Essentials or Cyber Essentials Plus. That's a big tick in the box with cybersecurity. The next option again is to do with password. It's another security option. This is the second of 5 that I'll run through. MDS password. So we now are able to allow you to set your own individual passwords for surveyors using our Tracker mobile app in the mobile data app on their Android and Apple devices. Previously, it was one password across an installation. Now it's individual passwords for each user. The users themselves can set it in the profile menu here under MDS password. So once you've logged in, you can set your own password. Super users can also do it through the web security screen and pre-configure a password for individual surveyors to use. That password, of course, has to go into the app on their phones or tablets as well. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a really exciting one. This is the lab sample exchange. So again, you can find details on the websites. If you go to the lab sample exchange option here at Alpha Tracker website, it explains exactly what it does. It's a means of exchanging sample data between surveyors and labs. So it means if you're a surveying consultancy, but you don't have your own lab, you can now electronically send your samples through to an Alpha Tracker lab for them to analyze and send the data back, including, of course, the lab certificate straight back into your Alpha Tracker. So it's Alpha Tracker to Alpha Tracker, but it's also other systems to Alpha Tracker. For example, Flow Mobile Surveying, they are integrating lab sample exchange into their surveying software. So Flow Mobile surveyors will be able to send data across to Alpha Tracker labs electronically, automatically, and have the results go straight back to Flow Mobile Surveying. So it's a huge time saver, big admin improvement here, far less information being manually keyed, far less chance for mistakes, and a nice smooth lab sample exchange. Great for labs using Alpha Tracker who want to build their business, of course, because you can now reach out to Alpha Tracker surveyors without labs, or indeed Flow Mobile Surveying surveyors to try and win their business. So good if you're trying to build up your business in your Alpha Tracker asbestos lab. Next feature is to do with AI. So in Alpha Tracker itself, you'll notice on a number of the screens, so for example, if I go to quote list here in our demo system, you'll see an AI button at the bottom of the screen. So this little symbol here, our AI button enables you to summarize the data that you have on screen. So if you've searched for all of the quotes that require follow-up, for example, and you've got some on list, in bad example because I haven't got any there, Let me find some other ones. Let me look at the ones that I've won recently in our demo system. There you go. I could click the AI summary button and it will summarize all of the information that it sees on screen. So it might tell me that it can see that 80% of those won quotes were won by a particular person in my sales team. It might tell me that most of them were for a particular client or a particular job type. So you'll see those buttons in lots and lots of places, and their purpose is to summarize information on screen. If you've been using Adobe Acrobat Reader lately, you'll see they've got an AI summarize button, and it does a very similar job. It's summarizing whatever information is on screen for you using the power of ChatGPT. By the way, we do not give your data in a form that ChatGPT will be able to reuse or regurgitate. It's all done privately, so no concerns there about privacy. And then number 5, the 5th thing I wanted to mention was the new scoring method that we've implemented for Australian customers. The Australian asbestos industry is going through a bit of a regulatory change at the moment, and there's a new method for risk assessing asbestos in Australia. And Alpha Tracker, I'm very pleased to say, is now fully compliant with the new risk assessment method. So if you're working in Australia and you want to make use of that new method, contact Judy and team in our Adelaide office, and they'll be able to enable that new scoring method for you to use the new risk assessment process from the Australian government. So there you go, there's 1 to 5. Like I say, find out more information on our websites under the latest release menu option there. Highlights here, I've just gone through 1 to 5 there. There's actually another 5 there that Kim's picked out as her highlights. Download the highlights document as a PDF, download the release notes document as a PDF, or read it on screen, and keep that obviously for your regulators and your process manuals. Thanks very much for watching, and look forward to talking you through release 42 later in the year.